during tough times, organizations need to redesign and they need to get back on the front foot. And we feel as though we've been able to do that as a result of this partnership, in being consistent in our messaging, ensuring that our messaging evolves whilst being sympathetic to current conditions. And as a result, we're on the cusp of potential retainer wins with clients that we haven't worked with before. So my name is Oliver Jessup, and I'm the co-founder of Newstone Talent Solutions. Effectively, my background is 15 plus years experience of recruiting senior finance professionals, strategy professionals, and change management professionals across a whole myriad of different industry sectors. So I found Startup Starters as a result of actually some pretty extensive research that I was doing into virtual assistants, outsourcing, offshoring. I did a lot in terms of attending various recruitment forums, and I was actually advised to focus our search, broaden our horizons, and as a result, I was able to find Startup Starters, who had come heavily recommended actually by clients in the US that had provided very, very strong testimonials. That's an easy question to answer. It was a distinct lack of automation. Effectively, what we were experiencing here was, as a result of a number of socio-political, economic problems, the market, you could say, has been depressed since the summer of 2019. And when you essentially exhaust your client base as it stands, you have to evolve and you have to be able to attract a new audience. And we did not have the fundamental building blocks in place in order to allow for that evolution to happen. As a result of teaming with Startup Starters, our automation now is out of sight compared to what it once was. Prior to reaching out, I think we did everything possible this end from a business development perspective, but more often than not, we were still fishing in the same pond, if that makes sense. So a lot of effort went into the business development piece, but we were restrained by not being able to reach a wider audience. So in terms of our marketing efforts, they were very, very small, localized, and weren't working, essentially. So that's why we needed to make considerable changes. I wouldn't have said it would be reservations about Startup Starters per se. I think generally speaking, the reservation is always that you're stepping into the unknown. You're handing control over to other people, some of whom that you haven't worked with before, although testimonials are very strong. And I think the biggest reservation was probably crossing that line. I think after an initial trial period that it became very, very evident to my business partner and I that the effort that was being put in, the reciprocal relationship, the desire for success was absolutely consistent with our objectives. And what we've now been able to do is change our marketing tact, automate. We've brought in a new CRM with your support, website improvements, regular, consistent marketing. It's completely different to where we were just over a year ago. I think, unfortunately, we've got very, very good relationships. I have no doubt that we would still be here. However, our ability to attract and retain new relationships would be severely curtailed. You know, we hold our hands up. We're not marketing experts. We're not experts when it comes to automation, you know, to systems in that respect. And I feel as though our reach would be severely limited without our partnership. So since our partnership started, we have a new look website, we have accessibility, we've been able to create, I want to say that we're more visible. You know, we're actually more visible to our to clients and candidates alike who effectively are new. And, you know, when you're running a business that's only 2 years old, in times like this, you know, organizational behavior is remembered. And I think, unfortunately, during tough times, you know, organizations need to redesign and they need to get back on the front foot. And we feel as though we've been able to do that as a result of this partnership, in being consistent in our messaging, ensuring that our messaging evolves whilst being sympathetic to, you know, the current conditions. And as a result, you know, we're on the cusp of potential retainer wins with clients that we haven't worked with before. Absolutely, of course I would. Of course I would. I think both my business partner and I have been hugely impressed by what we've been able to achieve in quite a short period of time. I think the energy, the enthusiasm, the reciprocal nature, as I keep referring to, in terms of the relationship, is hugely important to us. You know, you're effectively, you know, we have to help you to help us, as it were. And that only works if you've got very, very transparent communication. You know, time zones aside, we make it work, and, you know, we're seeing the benefits of that.